All right. Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday evening. It is September the 11th, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Still getting set up over here. I'm watching a bit of an uptick here in Ethereum. That would have been a good place to go long at 54. Missed it. How is everybody doing tonight? Hey, Kevin. How are you? Awesome Logger. Troy. Josh. Good evening, everybody. Still getting set up here. A little bit more of a chill stream in the evenings. We don't have the 200 people that we have in the morning. Good evening, Roadrunner. Have you patiently waiting for altcoin season? You and Roadrunner can have a discussion. He's been looking for somebody to talk about his bags with. Arte, good morning to the group. Welcome, guys. How did everybody trade today? Nice. Troy did well. Pulling up my broker here. I'm going to open my breakout trader terminal, breakout prop, creating my 100K account, and opening up BTCC, my cash account. XRP a little weaker, back over $3. It's interesting. Caught a nice long weekly upper band. Couple of good setups here. Bitcoin got quite the might take a little bit of Bitcoin here, actually. Fade. Right up to that extension. 15. Wow. Watch a little bit of strength here on Bitcoin. Solana. Very similar chart there. Let's pull this one up as Solana. XRP ripping. Back up to the IB high on XRP. Bitcoin, it's a bit of a distribution. It's a dangerous short, but I kind of like it. See what it does. So we have a capitulation with the VWAP here in the extension. Yeah, New York is crypto is the same. New York Open is really volatile. But I'm trading futures during that time. So, look at this move we had at 618. It's kind of random with crypto. Sometimes we get some awesome moves. Sometimes we do not. Solana is interesting. For a bit of a fade. Kind of put in a top there. No real good levels. Yeah, so, I'm usually watching crypto when I'm not trading futures. That's kind of how it's gone. I'm watching stocks and crypto because I'll only trade futures in that block of time. Otherwise, I'm not trading. So, you know, if that helps, that might be a way to look at it. But, if I'm not trading futures, I'm trading something else. That's not futures usually. Lost an account today. Oh, sorry to hear that. Bitcoin catching a bid. Higher it goes. Wonder if that'll turn into a capitulation. Turned red pretty fast. XRP. We're right at a low volume node on XRP. If we could break this and hold, we can get some nice upside. Solana. Yeah, things are running. Real good trades. Yeah, correct. Yep. So I'm watching on TradingView and I'll execute on either BTCC or breakout prop. I also have breakout prop here. This is a prop firm for crypto. Bitcoin's certainly moving. Tough to buy here without feeling like you're chasing, you know? Yeah, so you're gonna probably get better data with Quant Tower. TradingView doesn't have bid ask exchange data, so you might get a little. It shouldn't be too different though. Everything's running. I don't know. I just think this is bullish behavior. I don't know if I would even call it a short squeeze. I mean, I don't know who's short up here. Maybe. But yeah, CVD and open interest are pretty good. Not on TradingView though, unfortunately. Everything's just going up. I wish I could just buy it. I wish I had something in me that allowed me to just buy. We're going up, buy. I just don't. I like price levels to trade off of. There's no setup. Because then it does that, right? Tanks out of nowhere. Flushes everybody out. So, I'm thinking with future, I mean, the CVD is not going to be terrible with TradingView with crypto. It's more so with futures, which I trade a lot of. All right, we're going to look for a pullback long or we're going to fade here. What do you think? We do have a bit of a distribution forming here. The low volume node here and then another distribution. So what I'd like to target is somewhere in here with a short with a return to value type style trade. I'm using my toolkit, but it's the same ones we use for futures. There's the toolkit. And then I have a video how to set it up. It's the same for futures. Nothing changes for crypto. It's all the same system, setup, everything. The system works beautifully on crypto. So let me share with you a video as well. Yep. So I use the New York Open IB for crypto. It gives really good levels. So for example, here was the 50% extension and we bounced off it almost to the tick at the 930 initial balance. Respected it there, and then we kind of just broke through it there, obviously. But then we got the extension here, and then we got another extension there. So what I'd like to do, I'll put an alert here if we get close to it, so I can short it. Everybody's just buying the dip. That's the move. So maybe we'll go along some XRP here. See if we get a real move. I went long XRP. There we go. Let's go. See if we can get some continuation now that it's breaking above. Yes. So, see if we can get some continuation on this. I'm long right about here. Going for price targets right here. Scalp to the extension. Only needs one more push. Lots of buyers. Come on. One more push. So we want to see it keep running because we broke through a low volume node. Well, you're going to use a percentage of your margin, right? So if you have $500 in your account, you're not going to want to use more than $100 of margin in a single position. Maybe 200 if you want to get aggressive. If you're using a small account, if you have a much bigger account, you can obviously play around a little bit. All right, see if we can get a little continuation. Try to be patient with it. We got a capitulation candle there. That's not good. Late to the party, like usual. Back to my entry. That sucks. Came right to my order, didn't fill me. Still looks strong. See if they can push it higher. So what I'm looking for on this trade, all right, the break above, back test, go. Now it's starting to fill it in a little bit. Let's go here. So we're going to do a composite. Pretty much from here to here. All right, so we are trading above this low volume node. All right, so we can easily go to 307. So I think I need to be patient with it. Give it a little more room. I think I'll buy some more in my breakout too. All right, I long some there too. I do like the chart. I do. It's trying to escape. It's trying to do escape this value area here. Go to the other side of value. I like '07 as a target. So, you know, I'm gonna have to be patient. Breakout on the iPhone is unusable. That's too bad. I've never used it on a. I don't trade on a phone to begin with. That's just me. Did you get an account, Rotor? I think you said you did, right? I'm assuming yes, because you're nice. Wow, this is looking good for a bit of a continuation here, at least the start of one. Is this just going to reject? That would be terrible. Bitcoin's still going up. Let's look at Ethereum. Yeah, straight up. We found some resistance at the extension IB here, but otherwise, if we can break through this, lots of clean upside. We have this capitulation candle here. That's probably going to be a spot 2, 480. Yeah, I think a computer would be helpful. This is shitty on XRP, man. What a rejection. Still holding its higher lows for now, but it's got to retake it. So we'll see what happens at 8 o'clock. We might get a nice bull run at 8 o'clock. Gold range in here. Not a lot of action tonight. See if we can get the next leg up. Send it. Someone needs to send it. This is IB mid extension, 50% extension on the initial balance. This is IB mid, IB high, 50% extension, 100% extension. Get a run. Come on now. Send it to the moon. Please. Very sleepy trading tonight. Still long XRP. Yeah, it's two separate positions. So they're closed separately. Yeah, it's two separate. It shows two separate positions. That's correct. All right, Troy. So it doesn't really give you an average. I mean, one's down $12, one's up $2. So, we're down $10, or I'm down $10 right now. Got to be patient with it though. Crypto is very quiet and then it bursts. Yeah, I think that's a good way to go, Josh. We started off not so great with the Bitcoin trade. I'm glad I got out of it though, because it's still grinding up. Small loser. I think it was like $10 on my account anyway. So I cut that one. Now waiting for this XRP one to work. Trying to be patient. Won't be adding to this one anymore though. This is about it. What's annoying is XRP can go sideways for quite a long time. Which is fine if we're going to trade the range. It's got to hold this level though. This 350 zone. So, I'll put a stop loss in for each of these, probably down. Oh man, it's probably a little more loss than I'd want to give it, but I need to give it some room. So I like it up to 306. Yeah, I use the New York Open. I do. That's what I have it on. So our IB high is right around, well, depending on what we're looking at. IB high is 0350. Looks like it's getting ready to want to test it. So it's not like a hard and fast rule to use the 930 initial bounce. That's what I like to use. It's got the most liquidity, the most volume. So we get some really good levels out of it. Yes, Joshua. I don't know what that's about either. That is normal. So setting it to 1330 to 1430 to get the right time on it, yeah, it is normal. I don't get it either. I don't know what that's all about, but yeah. Development and Pine script and all this stuff is not my strong point. I don't know why it does that on crypto. We get the next leg up. Catching a bit of a bid here. See if we can keep going. Ugh, so annoying. What do you mean GMT, Devin? All right, we're back in the green. That's good. So average position is probably around 42. Right around here. Keep it going. Come on. Hide up. I gotcha. Took 5 minutes to go up and 1 minute to go down. Oh, buy the dip. Higher septon strong there. It's a good sign. Send it. Trying to be patient with this trade. Trying to be patient. Oh, we might get some nice movement at 8 p.m. See what happens. It's an hour-long trade to go a hundredth of a penny. If it can break from here, man, it can really go. This is such a key breakout spot, but it's getting dunked on. If it can just hold up, I think there's a lot of buyers looking for this breakout here. Oh yeah, for sure. Makes me want to trade NQ, right? But NQ isn't doing much of anything right now either, so don't get too excited. NQ is in a 3-point, 5-point range. But everything's going up at XRP. Is that the situation? Gold's going down. Kind of a messy price chart. All right, I'm going to give it 5 more minutes, see what happens at the 8 o'clock hour. Yeah, gold's getting some nice rejections on an infant VWAP anyway. Bitcoin continues to go higher. Solana continues to go higher. Ethereum still pulling back. XRP is the laggard. Of course. IB. So somebody asked what the confluences are. We broke IB high, low volume node on the composite. So break and back test long, and it started to work. And it's just been going sideways ever since. So trade's not dead. As long as it stays above this IB high and IB low volume node here, this is kind of my defense area. But it's, not catching any upside momentum really. It's just kind of going sideways. There's no volume. Good setup. Break and back test long, IB high, and low volume node. Yeah, I can see the pennant. I don't want to see it hold here though, huh? I don't know what that was about. All right, 1 minute, 8 o'clock. Sometimes that brings some volume in, hopefully in the right direction. Ten seconds. 8 o'clock. Here we go. Come on, keep it going. Get this party started already. Ah, squashed. Should have thrown more than $1 at it. Yeah, $1 is not good. I mean, just to kind of cut your teeth a little bit, Kevin, probably not a big deal. You can't even buy one XRP with a dollar. If you could throw about 2 mil at it, that would help us out. Here's Bitcoin hitting my extension level. Bitcoin was the long. So, a little bit of a short there, but XRP, come on. What a pain in the ass. There it goes. Super annoying. But you still got to let these things play out. At any moment, you know, you got to just kind of trust your levels, put your stops and your profit targets in, and let it play out. All right, guys, I'm gonna have to let this thing pan out a little bit. So, you know, I got my stop losses down there at 30 in the 302s. Like to see some buyers step in, bring this thing up. Just gotta hold this level. This is a key level. So we'll see what happens. Whether it rejects this area completely. Bitcoin was the play. All right, guys, I'm going to call it here for tonight. I'm still in this XRP long. I do have stops down there, but, you know, I'm not going to sit here and watch it all night. We'll see how it plays. I do have stops down there below. Hopefully it doesn't hit them. Otherwise, we'll be back at it on futures tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. You too, guys. Super weak. Super annoying is what it is. All right, guys. Have a good night. We'll be back at it tomorrow.